I'm live. I'm here. I'm just waiting to build an audience. I got two of you. I guess that's about as good as I might get for a bit. I got Ken watching, but Ken's one of the people I need to talk to. All right. And Moat's watching 9. Oh my god. Viewership's running 9. Oh my god. Hey, what we got tonight? What we got tonight, Trey, is a couple of interviews before we start Nationals coverage, which began officially Sunday night. And we did interviews on the 9-man comp bracket. Tonight, however, we are looking to do some interviews with some of the people who will be at Nationals and some who will not. Starting out first with the legend himself, a longtime vet of the game, Mr. Kent Page. Kent. Hello, Kent.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, good, good. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm doing my best Aaron Boost impression.
Okay, okay. So, Kent, Nationals is here again. The annual tradition every January, the national championship. Tell me about your first. Well, sorry, it's Worlds now.
Yeah, it's Worlds now. Wow, my first nationals. Believe it or not, my first nationals was as an official, not a player.
Oh, really?
I happened to get called up by one of the officials, by the guy named Charlie Malta, and he wanted to know if I could come down and officiate. And sure, no problem. It was 9 man, and we happened to be off changed so much. You know what the stadium? Well, you don't know because you haven't been there yet. But for those people who've been there, where the stadium is now, it used to be nothing but a flat cow pasture,
Oh,
and
wow.
it was in the end of its own little road. It was just way over there on the other side of the creek, and that's where 9 man played. And it was my first nationals, big stage, big games, and I happened to have to make a call that against the DC Bad Boy Bulldogs, where it was a punt, and the punt returner caught the ball, and as we tried to tuck it away, he tucked it through his own arm, kicked it with his own foot up into the air, and the kicking team caught the ball.
Oh, wow.
And when the call done, you can't advance a muff. So, and it was, oh my gosh, here we are, done. First down on the way.
That's crazy.
I came back to the league
What's that?
and started telling the players.
And Kent's cutting in and out right now.
Coming through Georgia Avenue. All right, here we are.
Okay, your audio's coming back.
Okay. Okay. Coming through Georgia Avenue, you know how that is.
It's been a while for me, actually.
I came back to the league. And started telling teams, guys, we need to head down here. We need to go down here. You know, we only had like one or two teams going down at that point. There were some players going down with 8 man and things like that, but at that point, it was like, now we need to come down. So we started getting more and more teams coming down. I went back to the plane for a while. We decided that me, John, Boogie, Battle, his son, Lamont, decided to try 5 man one year. Came in third.
Oh, nice.
Never played it before in our lives, and we came in third. And I only think the reason we came in third is because we were so tired from playing the 9-man games. We would finish a 9-man game and have to run across the field to do 5-man because 5-man was at the bottom end of the slope at that point. But it is, if you've never been, you have to go. It is a fantastic experience. Even though we're going to be at Northeast Regional Park this year, which is away from the main site, it is still going to be world's nationals. Right? And it's an experience that if you've never seen, you've never experienced it, you got to get down there. We got 48 teams coming down this year, just for 9-man.
Oh my gosh, yes. And you know what, Kent? Let's take a look at these individual teams, starting with the 9-man competition bracket.
9-man comp. Let's see if I can bring it up real quick.
I actually got it right here in front of me on screen. If I can actually zoom in a little more. Starting with the Affiliate Nation.
Well, Affiliate Nation, we know what we get there. They're a very solid squad. They've won a couple of championships on the circuit this year. Started out really big at the start of the season. You know, they got over the hump of that issue in Atlantic City and really came back strong. And it really made a name for themselves on the circuit. They even did the Trump City Classic at A and gave a shot up there. So they're probably ready to go. They're going to have to be one of the favorites.
I agree. The AFN definitely is one of the favorites. Another team entering is Madness.
Darnell's always got a squad. Okay, Darnell Frank will always have a squad. They will always be ready to compete. He's won a national championship down there before, so he has those championship experiences. He knows exactly what it takes, and he knows to keep those young cats straightforward, moving up, go. A lot of teams make the mistake of thinking this is a vacation. Right? It's a business trip. Okay, you have to go down there and feel like a business trip if you want to win nationals. If you just want to go down there, have some fun, play some football, more power to you. But if you want to make a statement, it's a business trip. And Darnell keeps his teams in line and shows it's a business trip.
Yeah. And we'll definitely see how they perform this time around, especially Steel.
Solid squad. Saw them up in Atlantic City. I saw them last year at Nationals. Did not get up to Rhode Island this year. Did see them at Virginia Beach and the Trump City Classic. They are strong. They are physical. They got a lot of speed on the outside. They got a quarterback that will make your defensive lineman will get tired chasing that quarterback around the backfield. He will scramble around and make plays with his feet until things get opened up downfield for his arm.
Okay. A team that I've gotten to know very well in the last couple of months, Rampage, the number 2 team in the competition bracket.
Oh yeah, they're the number 2 seed. They obviously won the Capital Classic in the A division this past November. So Steve's got them ready to go. Just like Rampage, just like AFN, they are not going to let distractions get in their way. Steve's going to have those guys geared up, ready to go, and we all know Rampage. It's the same thing. You let them get on a roll, you let them start driving the field on you and take up time, and you're gonna have a hard time playing that game.
Yeah, and the last 2 tournaments that were played in this area toward the end of the year, I'm talking the 4-state region, York and Capital Classic. Rampage came out victorious in both of them. And I believe that they definitely have a shot at doing it for a 3rd one in a row.
Mm-hmm. And that's a big one. You win nationals. This is it. You win nationals. You're on the map. Right? We need the local stuff, the AT stuff. Any tournament wins a big one. But you win the national championship. You're in the record books, and no one can ever take that from you.
Big facts. Big facts. You are immortal indeed once that happens. Going over to the next team on there. Long Island Ducks, I believe is the LI stands for.
Yeah, Long Island Ducks. Honestly, I've never seen the Ducks play.
I actually think they defeated AFN in Atlantic City.
Was that the Ducks or the Demons?
The Ducks, I know a team called the Ducks beat them in Atlantic City. The Demons beat them in Albany.
Okay. Yeah, the Demons, Albany. Remember that. They beat them in the championship in Albany. But in Atlantic City, wow, they lost to the Ducks.
Yeah, it was a day one loss.
That tells you about that squad. If they could go toe-to-toe and overtake AFN at that time of the year when AFN was rolling hot, then that's a solid squad. I honestly have not had the opportunity to watch them play.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how well they perform going into this national tournament. That's all I have on them is that one win over AFN. That's the one thing they did that stood out to me from this year.
That's a big win.
The next team that also defeated AFN was the Long Island Demons in the Albany Championship. And I'm losing my voice for some reason.
Long Island Demons. Big speed on the outside.
And Kent may have cut out. Hopefully he can cut back in.
There we go.
Good, Kent? Still don't got him yet. Kent?
I'm here. I can see you.
Okay. The audio wasn't coming through on my end. But I hear you now. And he's cutting out again. Happens. Kent? Believe we have lost him. Well, I can finish off the team list real quickly. Call failed. Yep. Let me try to get him again. Live video, it happens. Let me actually call him by a video because I hit a regular call. There we go.
All right, you there?
Yeah, well, this is much better.
All right, there we go.
Yeah, I don't know if we still have an audience or not, but we're back. Continuing with St. Louis Pack 2020. That's what they're called on this roster sheet over here.
Yeah, Pack 2020. One of the St. Louis teams, they always come down very strong. I don't know how much. They usually come down with about 3 or 4 teams, pretty stacked with their whole league. I know Back in Black has moved up to A this year. So Show Me Football, Pack, Wolfpack, and Pack 20 or Pack 2020. In St. Louis, they're going to rely on their defense to win the game. They're going to go ahead and they blitz a whole lot.
Okay. I'd like to see how they come out and perform. I've not covered a team from St. Louis yet, but I've heard good things out of that area, and especially when it comes to 9-man.
Oh, teams out of St. Louis are very good. I wish we could get the tournament up there sometime.
That'd be great. Next team is one you're familiar with, Kent, the Blackhawks.
Tommy's traveling team is unique. If he got everybody coming. They're a force to be reckoned with. But I've honestly seen Tommy show up to a nationals tournament with 12 people.
Really?
And that's the big thing. You know Tommy. Tommy is it's offensive line. If you give Tommy a couple seconds, he will carve you up. His the fake dive, fake reverse, go over top is there. If BJ and all them are playing with him through with the defense, that defense is tenacious. It does not give up. And they also play very physical ball. They have no problem running the ball at you. And Tommy will take a hit. You know that. You've seen it.
I have. Very, very tough quarterback is Tommy Lightfoot. All right, the next team on the list is Renegades, who 3 tournaments in a row they've had their heart broken in that championship game.
I know this seems to be their bridesmaid season, not the bride.
Yeah.
They are. Hold on 1 second. Give me get by these $100. Yeah, I'm ordering dinner.
It's all good, Ken. I was glad you were able to get the interview.
My favorite gravy. Coke's fine. If I get 2, my favorite gravy and fries.
Are you at KFC? Or are you at?
I'm at where KFC.
Okay, that's what I thought. KFC, awesome.
Then, Renegades. Again, they're full of veterans. They know how to win this game. They really spend a lot of time on making the plays. They like to drop.
And I've lost Kent's audio again. Let me redial. Yeah, just silent. That's weird. Hold on. It's quite unfortunate we're having so many technical difficulties tonight. But it happens. Now we're good.
Yeah, well, it might be because I'm behind the KFC, so the signal may not be that great.
All's fine. All's fine.
Renegades are full of veterans. They know how to win this game. They love those nice long drives down the field. They like to, they can score quickly if they need to, but they prefer to take the ball, march it right down the field, 6-7 yards at a time, and just burn up time, and then rely on their defense to hold the other squad from scoring. They are the same thing that Rideout does. Right? Ball control, just keep the ball. The best way to beat the other team is don't let their offense have the ball. So very good offense, very prolific offense. Can score quickly if needed, but they just prefer to do ball control.
Yeah. And that's been the key to their success so far these last couple of tournaments. Like we said, they've gotten to the championship. They just can't finish.
Yep.
Hashtag Team Petty.
Battle. You get for James Battle. I know they split in the league this year with Family Over Everything, FOE, and then Battle kept Team Petty together. If they are back together, they are one of the top squads. They have a solid offensive line. James will make plays all day long, and that defense is the defense is tenacious into those back five, those back six. Bahamas. Like Roe is down there along with Termite. Battle's got deep threats and going across the middle all day.
All right. BFFL Predators.
Oh, Bahamas.
Oh, Bahamas.
Yeah. Bahamas flag football Predators.
Okay, that's different. I'm not used to hearing the Bahamas a 9-man.
There's two Bahamas squads. You have Cayman Islands, the BFFL Predators. Both squads, big guys. Big guys. The funny part of that is, if you play them in the morning, they can handle the cold. They hate, if it's 55, 60 degrees out, they hate it. So they want to play those afternoon games where it's 75, 80 degrees. You know, and that's how you beat them. Catch them in the morning. Because it'll be 65 degrees out, and they will come out, and they will be in sweatshirts and hats and scarves. The whole
I
thing.
can believe it.
But here's the best thing. Those guys are the friendliest guys you will ever meet on the flag football field.
Yeah.
Okay? They are friendly. They're outgoing. They will smile and joke with you if they're beating you, and they will smile and joke with you if you're beating them. You know,
That's a good team.
it's great. It is. I honestly enjoyed playing games against them because it was a fun game.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, for the past couple of years, they've been winning games. When they first showed up about 6 years ago on the circuit at Nationals, oh my goodness, they were 0-2 or 0-3, and you know, they'd lose on Sunday morning, and you know, boom. They would lose on Sunday morning at 9 o'clock, and they were done, and they'd hang around and watch. The past couple of years, they've been sneaking a win here on a Friday. They stuck a tie last year. They stuck in 2 wins on Sunday. I mean, it was like, whoa, we got the Cayman Islands playing here. You know, so great squads.
Yeah. That's good to hear. I look forward to definitely trying to cover them while I'm down there. Baez Auto, who kind of like Renegades, was a bit of a bridesmaid early on in the beginning of the year. They kept coming close in tournaments and having good runs, but just couldn't finish.
Yeah, they did really well at the start of the season. They made some huge inroads early. They were a force to be reckoned with at Virginia Beach. And then, I mean, we even saw them at York, and that's their home tournament. And they're getting close. And I think they're still learning the 9-man game and how physical it can be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're not intimidated, but they remind me of a team called the Jackasses, for those who've been around for a while, where it's not a lot of quote-unquote athletes, but they'll make plays. You know, they will keep fighting.
Yeah, they have hella good playmakers, and especially with Dallas first out there on the field, number 13. Tony, a quarterback, is dynamic, and as a whole, Baez, they're young. People forget about that. This is only
They're very young.
Yeah, they just started a few years ago, and right now they're one of the teams coming up right now in the competition bracket that I feel it's not getting much love right now because they've been forgotten about.
Yeah, they've snuck in a win a little bit under the radar. They're coming close a lot of the tournaments. The thing with Baez is they're young. They make a couple mistakes, and that's what hurts them. They can't get over that mistake. If they feel a call goes against them, they can't get over the hump of that allegedly bad call. They focus on, it should have been this, it should have been this, it should have been this. But all young teams do that.
Yeah.
We have veteran teams that do that. You know, a call happens, move forward, next play, let's go.
Yep. No, I agree. It's hard to get guys to see that, though.
Who you telling?
This next team I thought I heard was in it at first, but then I was told they're not, as themselves at least. Baltimore Hawks were on this list originally, but I've heard they've merged with somebody else.
Baltimore Chargers?
That's what I've heard is the Hawks, Chargers, and Raiders merger for a team that's called Combined Forces.
Okay.
That's the word Scotty Scott gave me about a couple of days ago.
Okay.
I'm kind of curious to see what that consists of, to be honest, whether it's more Chargers, more Hawks, more Raiders, or some kind of weird blend of the three.
It's probably an amalgamation of all three. If you got Robbie and Terrell and Scotty Scott on the same sideline, that's a lot of leadership right there. Right. You know, and if Robbie's a solid quarterback, you know, if they have a couple of those big offensive linemen, you know, you're going to see Robbie a lot of rollouts. He can't see over top of them 6'4" guys that Raiders have. And wow, that becomes a team that needs to be that's going to be looked at differently if they're down there under combined forces.
Be curious to see how they come out playing with each other. That's the one thing that's going to be a question. I mean, I will say the Chargers-Raiders team in the Capital Classic performed a bit better than they have performed all year separate from each other.
Yeah, the Trump City Classic did it really well. I mean, they were getting along. They were moving.
Capital Classic.
Around, you know, well, they were up there at the Trump City Classic. So, so that was just the Maryland Raiders.
Yeah.
Yeah, they came down as the traitors.
Schrader's, yeah.
Yeah, Chuck Raiders. You know, for the Chargers Raiders. So traitor, whatever. So, but yeah, wow, I see that. That's on the depend on who they bring down, who's going to be in their leadership force. I mean, who's their quarterback, who's their defensive captain. If Scunyon comes down and you got Robbie throwing the ball, you've got Terrell out there on defense. Wow, that's a good D squad right there.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to see what they combine together to put out there in the field.
Mm-hmm.
Downstate is the next team.
Downstate's got some athletes, but they've always been missing that line, that offensive line to give the quarterback some time. So he's got to make time on his own, or it's quick throws. Defensively, they got some really great defensive backs. But when I saw them in Virginia Beach this year, not the downstate I expected. Right. So, they're out of New York. They're playing a very tough league up there. But it's Downstate's going to pop. I would, if I had to forecast, Downstate is going to make it to Sunday, but they're going to be a lower tier on Sunday. They're going to have to be playing early.
Yeah. This next team, Illuminati. Pretty sure we're familiar with that squad.
That's Deuce Dutch.
Yep.
And I've got no idea. No idea. The first time they hit the scene was in the Rhode Island tournament. They went, I think, 0-3.
Oof.
And that was it. But, I mean, you never know by Deuce.
Yeah, didn't he say he had like 35 teams he could bring down there?
He said he had 500 people, so that'd be 17 teams. Yeah. So
yeah,
he's got 500 people he can choose from. He's going to bring the best 30 down there. Hey, they should be a great squad, but let's see how they do on the national stage.
We shall see. This team has performed well on the national stage before. Nomads.
Oh, yeah.
National champions 2017.
Yeah, they beat the Red Knights.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a classic game. And they got close last year, too. They beat right out of the quarterfinals, I think, and then they lost in the semis. Nomads comes to play football. Offensively and defensively, physical. They they'll throw the ball deep. John back there is going to be. He'll run the ball. He'll throw the ball. He'll do what he needs to do. And they will go toe to toe with you the entire game. They will try to wear you down and try to make you make the mistake, and then take advantage of it. So they are, I think, either the 9th or 10th seed. They very well could be in those semifinals on Sunday very easily.
Definitely, for sure on that. I believe this is Birmingham Heat. Beham Heat is what it's listed as.
Yep, Birmingham Heat, Alabama. Right.
Okay. 9-man in Bama. I didn't know that.
Yeah. They'll hit you.
They're physical.
They're physical.
They're an Alabama football team. I expect physicality.
They're physical. They come to play football. Got to tell them it's flag sometimes. It's nothing cheap, nothing dirty.
Oh yeah.
But they'll hit you. Yes. And you'll know when you play them. Okay? When that game's over, you know you played a football game.
Oh yeah.
And they have two really quick receivers. At least they did in the past, and they will just, one of them will just throw a never-ending fly on one side of the sideline. He'll just run fly routes all day long, and it'll wear your corner out. The one time that corner takes the ball, takes the play off, that's when they'll go deep. And they have a bruising running back. Right. I mean, it's one of the teams like Petty that still runs the ball on a consistent basis. So.
Nice. Ride out.
It's Ride out. Come on. Never bet against Ride out. Vaughn, Sell, Bunky, they're going to have that squad ready to go. I honestly think they took the Capital Classic off just so they could heal some bumps and bruises, practice a bit more, get ready for nationals. Their focus all year long has been nationals.
Yeah. And they did win Charm City. We cannot forget they were the B bracket champion in Charm City.
Absolutely, B bracket champion in Charm City. They'll have it ready to go. I mean, they have been around the game long enough. They know what it takes to win. They have a plan in place, and they're going to work that plan. The leadership they have with Vaughn and Zell and Bunky, all of them. Ed, can't forget Ed. Bunky and Ed bring that pedigree of Necro dogs and Necro teams with them. So they know exactly what they need to do and exactly how to keep that team focused on winning nationals. And they're one of the top 3 seeds, like AFN and Rampage. So they'll really get to pick what their seat, what time, and who they want to play. When it comes to the draft.
And we'll get to the draft very soon after this, actually, to see exactly how that's going to work. At least in the best easy summary possible. The next one is Show Me Football.
Brand new team out of St. Louis. Not a clue.
Gotcha. Maryland Titans.
Oh, come on, really? You gonna ask you about the Maryland Titans?
Oh, I know who the Maryland Titans are. They're actually one of the older soccer teams I've been following since about 2016 now, when I first started getting out there.
When I played, I would chase that quarterback around the backfield. Right. When I played, I would chase that man around the backfield all day long. Okay. Boom. Okay. He will sit there and he will run the ball back 40 yards around for a 5-yard pattern just so he can extend the play. And they've got big offensive linemen now, so they're going to get some time.
Yeah. And they certainly seem like they did pretty decently in the Capital Classic. I think they got to the semifinals, if I recall correctly.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And again, their defense, they play a very dynamic defense. They're not real static with it. They don't just line up 3-3-3 and be done. They're going to run a 3-3-3. They'll run a 3-4-2. They'll run a 5-4, 4-3-3, 4 or 5, they'll move people around. They will play matchups with you.
Mm-hmm. NTB Wolfpack.
Another St. Louis squad. Haven't seen them since last year.
Gotcha. Riot Squad.
Athletes. Young, tenacious, a lot of speed. And on the turf, that's going to show.
We're on. That's right. We are on turf, are we?
We're on turf. And they like to run their mouth. So if you're a squad that can't handle getting talked to all day, you're going to have a problem with Riot Squad. They love to chatter.
Oh, good, good. Scorpions.
Oh, Proctor and his squad, come on. These guys have been on
yeah.
in a day. You know, they're a bunch of old Packers, literally old Packers, that have gone and became the Scorpions, and they've been playing ball longer than I have, or at least as long as I have.
So the Scorpions are connected to the Packers lineage.
To my knowledge, yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that because I remember the Packers from back in the day hearing about them and everything else. I didn't know they were connected to the Scorpions, though.
I think that's why Scorpions and Rideout have some great battles, because it's like the Packers and the Chiefs.
I didn't even realize that they were connected to the Chiefs. Wow.
Well,
I'm learning a lot from you tonight, Kent.
With Bunky and Pittman over with Rideout, that is with the Metro Dogs and the Chiefs.
Because the Chiefs actually is a team my dad's team played back at State way back in the day in '97. I have the footage of that on YouTube.
Yeah, I saw that the other day. It looks like an old VHS tape.
Yeah. They shot it on those big cameras where you put the VHS tape in it. That's what they shot it on, one of those cameras.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a classic. That was a good find. I'm glad I finally figured out who the name of the team they played was after all those years. But that was awesome. Brick Squad. Moving back to where we were talking about with Nationals.
Brick Squad. Again, I haven't seen them since last. I don't see them at Atlantic City. Yeah, they were in Atlantic City, but I haven't really seen them play. The last time I saw them was, again, last year at Nationals. Good mid-tier squad. If they've added some talent or if they've added some bodies, they'll be able to get over the hump and make it to Sunday.
Yeah, definitely. And they already proven before they can run the table. Can they do it again? This team also proved they can run the table. 148 Outlaws. They did it back in the Rhode Island Flag Bowl.
Yep, Rhode Island Flag Bowl. 148 Outlaws took that trophy. And they were not expected to. So, they got a taste of that. They got a taste of that gold, and now they know what it takes to win a tournament. And they should be one of the favorites to get into that late Sunday rounds. Didn't see him play up in Rhode Island. I wasn't there this year, so but if they won that tournament, they earned the right, because that's one of those hard tournaments, not some little rinky-dink one you can just walk into.
Yeah, for sure. Rhode Island Spartans.
Not a clue.
Yeah, that's just another Spartans team for me. I've known way too many of those. Cayman Islands.
We talked about them along with the Predators. Again, great bunch of guys.
And I'm assuming Bahamas Elite, which is the last team as well. So we've gotten those completed.
Yep.
All right, moving back up. 9-man pro bracket. Main event. I know main event. I got to know them very well last year, whether it be Charm City or Ocean City.
Yeah, I don't know if I can discuss all the 8 teams.
I won't. I can discuss a few of them. I have gotten to see a few of them out there this year. At least half of them I have seen.
Yeah, I look at the entire 8 bracket, and I don't see anybody who can't make it to the Final Four.
Really?
Yeah.
Including the Vikings.
Including the Vikings, yeah.
Okay. I'm curious myself.
I know a little bit about the Vikings, but I've been sworn to secrecy, so I will maintain that confidentiality.
I like that. So we got main event. We got Adrenaline Rush, who's from my league. I know them very well. You've seen ADR, of course. The Lions, who won Virginia Beach back in the summer.
Yep, that's Severino. Severino's with the Lions, yeah.
Back in Black, which is the St. Louis team that moved up to A this year, you told me about earlier.
Yep.
Second gen, who last year is that the same team that's got to the Seminoles, right?
Second gen Seminoles won the B division
Yep.
last year. So they have moved up to A, and we'll see what they've got.
Looking forward to seeing what they have indeed. Aftermath, who known for a lot of exciting finishes up here this way. They definitely have had their fair share of them in the tournaments. Looking forward to seeing what they have down there. Punishers as well, Eric Boss's team.
Yep, Eric Boss. Eric is going to have those guys ready to go. I can't make it full straight out. I'm going to walk around.
7-point spread, who got back to the A championship with their performance at Capital Classic. But fell short the Rampage in that championship game, however.
Yeah, but come on, they've got a championship pedigree.
Oh, they got their pedigree. Yeah, we can't forget they're they are former national champions.
Yeah.
2017 to be specific, correct?
Yeah, the last official USCFL champion.
Oh wow, it's been that long already.
Yeah. Well,
Strong Island Bulldogs. We know about the Bulldogs.
Yeah, we know about the Bulldogs. Brian's going to be ready to go Birdman.
Oh, yeah. I-95 Blazers. They're from around here, I take it.
No, New Jersey.
Okay, that's different.
Oh,
okay. Maryland Bullets, which I know. You know.
Yep.
Justin Mudgett and company.
Yep.
Going to be curious how to perform both a 9-man and 5-man. Playmakers Elite.
That's Dio's team.
Still seeking that longly coveted Day 2 victory.
Well, they had a Day 2 victory in Virginia Beach. They got knocked out of the quarterfinals by a freaking 58-yard field goal.
Did they? Okay, I must have missed that one. My bad.
Oh, here's the weird part.
Who made that field goal? You got the name of the guy?
I don't have the name of the guy, but the weird part about it is when they got they lost in the quarterfinal. That team went around to the other field, and the guy missed a short field goal to move on to the semifinal.
Oof.
Move on to the final. You know, so it's like he kicks this boot that is like totally unbelievable, and then misses the
easy one.
Gotta love kickers.
Oh gosh, yeah. I'd be sick, to be honest, if I saw that. Anarchy, which I've gotten to see this year for the first time.
Coach said, Brandon Cooper, Coach said, all those guys right there, and they've got a championship pedigree too. A lot of them were the villains when the villains took it all. You know?
Yeah.
You know, so they've got exactly what's going on, got what they need to do, and that's a squad. I mean, in our league, Anarchy's, they lose a couple games here and there, but my goodness, when it comes to winning the games that matter, they're going to win the games that matter.
Yeah. Gladiators.
Johnny LaCourte. That's all you need to say.
Yep. Dallas, and finally, Dallas, Texas boys. We know they're from Texas. There's definitely going to be some talent for certain on that team.
Yeah, that's pretty much all we know.
Yeah.
They're Texas.
Very curious to see how both these brackets play out. But Kent, I'm going to let you get to your dinner, bud.
Oh, it's fine. No worries.
I understand you probably had a long day by now. It's about 10 o'clock.
Hey, no worries. I don't mind. I'll talk football all day.
Any last thoughts before we go off the air? Do you want to go over the draft real quickly?
The draft is at SeaWorld. We're going to go ahead and there'll be a set. You'll go into the main entrance, let them know that you are there for media night, and they'll direct us over to their stadium. So you don't have to worry about going in where all the roller coasters and paying for an entry fee and all that.
So I can just walk up to the gate and be like, I'm here for media night, and they'll be like, okay.
And they'll be like, yep, you go over that way.
Perfect. Well, because my ride and I were wondering about that. Because I will be there for that.
So, the draft will start. I don't have the times. I think we're at 7:30 or 7 o'clock. We're early this year.
7:30.
Okay. And the only people who are going to be up in the draft area will be the captains. So when the team captains come in to check, they'll be given a wristband, and only those people with wristbands are going to be up in that area. Unlike last year where it was just 40 people in this little square room.
Yeah.
Jamie and I will be running the draft. So you'll start with the lowest team, and they get to choose. They'll see where the brackets are. They'll see where the schedule is, and they'll get to choose where they want to go. What bracket do you want to be in? What pool do you want to be in? What time do you want your game? And then they'll put theirs. Then the next person can put theirs. The next person can put theirs. The team above you, or any team above you, can bump you out. If you get bumped out, you have to choose another open slot. You cannot re-bump somebody.
Oh, wow.
Until you get to the final three.
Yeah.
Okay. Once you're at the final three, it is a protected pick. So, an example, Rideout's going to pick, they want to play in pool number 4, because they want to play at 11 and 1 o'clock. Well, when Rampage comes up, they can say, I want that spot, and pick that spot. And they can kick Rideout off that spot. At that point, Rideout can kick somebody else out.
Okay.
Right? And then the team Rideout kicks has to go to an open slot. And then AFN gets the final pick. And AFN can pick wherever they want to go. AFN can choose who they want to play or when they want to play or wherever they want to do. It's the final pick. And if they boot Rampage or Rideout, then Rampage or Rideout can boot somebody else and choose what they want. If they boot somebody lower than Rideout, then that team goes to that final slot, and the draft and the pool is set.
All right.
You get 1 minute.
I'm excited. That's going to be insane to watch, I'd imagine.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really nice. It was kind of a cluster last year. It was our first year doing it, so we did not know what to expect. But now, oh my goodness, it's going to be spot on. It's going to be great.
I'm stoked for it. Next Thursday night, draft night. Any chances of being live streamed by anybody?
We may do that. I don't know if we want to live stream it because we prefer people to be there. What I'm thinking maybe is have somebody just record it and then we'll post it when it's done.
Okay. I like that too.
I love social media because it really gets us out there, but I also love people being there live and in person to get the ambiance and get the excitement going up. And since it's a larger venue, we're not going to have that cluster of people all like this that we had last year at House of Blues.
All right. I'm looking forward to being there, and I look forward to seeing you down there, Kent.
Yep.
I understand you'll be there as an official?
I am the director of 9-man officials.
Okay.
So hopefully I never have to be on the field in stripes. But if something comes up, of course, I'll step on. But my goal is to ensure that the officials are set, good to go, and we have a consistency in calls over all fields when it comes to 9-man. That's my goal. I don't want, well, it happened over there and it was this. No, I don't want that. I want those 3 fields running consistently. A hold on, a crackback blindside block on field 2 is the same thing that happens on field 3. Okay, I want to call it consistently.
All right.
Best we can. We're going to have some inconsistencies because come on, we're human beings, but I want the enforcement done properly as well.
Gotcha.
I don't want an official to be part of the game.
Yeah. And we certainly don't want anything to get in the way of what is the biggest event of the year.
Yep.
Well, anyways, Kent, thank you for coming on once again. Any final words before we sign you off?
Good luck to everybody. Safe travels to everybody. We're looking at right now. The forecast is for good weather, so let's go with that. And the biggest thing is have fun. That's really what it's all about. Okay. So happy New Year to everybody, and I'll see everybody in less than 7 days.
Yes, sir. Next Friday at this time, we'll be playing games.
Next Friday at this time, we should be done with this. We should be done with game 1, week 1, day 1, whatever.
Should be actually finishing up about it's 10 o'clock, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the last game should be kicked off around 8, so we should be done. I should be back at the hotel with my feet up by this time.
Good news. Good news. Where are you staying? I'm a mile from the field. That's the good news for me.
I'm 20 minutes from the field. We're in a house with the other directors.
Nice. I got a nice little place close by, and so short little ride. Be nice for once to go to a field that's next to where I'm staying at instead of having to be driving an hour or two.
Gotcha. No worries. Hey, 30 miles from the field. I can always swing by and grab you if we have to.
All right. Appreciate it.
All right. Be safe. I'll talk to everybody later.
Talk to you later. Kent Page joining us. And these ads are very pesky. Gonna fix that. And joining us next is a man who is not going to nationals, but he watches a good amount of flag football and plays a lot too. Joining me at this time, a longtime colleague of mine, Sean Moats. Welcome to the show, Moatsy.
How you doing, brother?
Doing wonderful, sir. How about you?
Hanging in there, man.
Yeah?
How
are you?
I was going down to Florida and enjoy the weather next week, but I'll get there next year.
Hey, if you get there next year, I tell you, I can find you a team that you can play for almost immediately.
Yeah, never know, man. There's some irons on the fire, I guess you could say. Sometimes it doesn't work out. You know, I had that weird quad injury that kind of hampered me pretty much all fall, so I don't even know that I would have been ready to go anywhere this year, but it is what it is.
Yeah, there's always next year. And you know what? It could be a better experience next year. You'll be a lot more healthier. You'll be ready to go. And definitely. I think you'll be able to enjoy it a lot more than you would have this year. But this year you get to enjoy it as a spectator. You'll be watching on live with the rest of the people on air. We're going to have live coverage for it next Friday beginning at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Ooh.
Yeah, Sean, this is a long one. This is first time I ever had to do a Friday game.
I'm stoked for everybody, man. Like, it's, you know, the flag world's only getting bigger. It's, you know, blowing up. How many divisions are there now? Like 5-man, 7-man, 8-man, 9-man. There's
4-man. Can't forget 4-man.
4-man, yeah. So it's blowing up like crazy. So it's awesome to see, but 9-man where it's at.
Oh, yeah, for sure. 9-man is truly one of the, if not the best game out there, in my opinion. My question is, Moats, 44 teams, 28 in the B, 16 in the A. What a bracket.
Yeah. It's a lot of teams, man.
Oh, yeah, and we don't even know – we don't know who's facing who yet either because of the draft situation. What do you think of the whole draft situation as a player?
Oh, man. The way Kent broke it down, man, I was sitting here just literally shaking my head and smiling like an idiot because that shit's wild, man. Like I like it, but you know it could get crazy. You got to pick your spots. You got to pick your battles, man. Like it's coming down to, you know, we're not just drawing names out of a hat anymore. Like you got to be smart with you know, in pool play and where you're going to end up playing. Because, you know, I wouldn't want to play some of these powerhouse teams day one. You know, go out there, get my hopes crushed, and ruins the whole weekend, ruins the whole trip. There's a lot of these guys out here that, yeah, this is fun, this is flag football, but for a lot of these guys, this is a business trip, man. Like Guys are sacrificing time with their families, money to get down there. Like, it's a little bit of a vacation, but this is 100% business for a lot of people.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. This is the one time of the year where you cannot be playing around. Everything is at stake in this national championship tournament. Sean, you've gotten to see some of the circuit. You played in the Clash of York, so you got to a taste of what was going on the circuit earlier this year. But you've also been able to catch some things here and there. Going into the 9-man competition bracket, which is the B bracket, who's standing out to you right now as your favorite?
My favorite, AFN. You know, I've been around those guys a lot, played with them and against them. You know, they've just got the mentality. You know, I think they've had a great year. 2019 was awesome for them. Came away with a lot of trophies, left some things on the table, but I think they're the favorite for comp. But you can't sleep on Rampage. You know, they've had a damn good year too. They won an A bracket, right?
They won the A in Capital Classic. They went down there and they took that championship, defeating A teams such as the Bullets and 7-point spread along the way.
Yeah, so Rampage, you know, they're another one. They can get it done. LI Demons, I guess they're from Long Island, right?
Yep, Long Island Demons.
They're another one. Like I've seen them on the live stream. Don't know a lot about those teams from up north, but you know they seem pretty strong. And I think we talked about it earlier, but even the Renegades, man, they've been there. Like they're on the cusp of you know really, you know, making it big here. And there's just probably, I think, legitimately 4 to 6 teams that I think could walk away with it, depending on how the brackets shape out. But and then Deuce Dutch, man, like you never knew how many friends he has or what kind of team he's going to bring down there with that Illuminati thing.
He didn't
have a great track record.
He won a national championship last year. Yeah,
you just never know, man. Like there's a lot, you know, not everybody's showing their cards yet, which I don't blame them. I'm not even going to say it's wide open, but I think it's between, like I said, 4 to 6 teams. Is who could bring it over comp.
I could see that. What about the pro bracket? Who's standing out to you in that one?
Dogs in main event, man. It's
no love to the local hometown team.
Bullets.
You know which one I mean.
ADR. It's if they have the right group of guys, yes. But again, like I say, Bullets because you know they've won it before. They've been there. It's just you never know who's going to bring what to the table with nationals. Going back to ADR though, like we've seen it, they can beat a team like the Dogs. I think they beat them it was either Virginia Beach or Ocean City.
Yeah,
not sure which one, but they
Virginia
have the
Beach. They beat them
to do so. Yeah. So it's
just a question of whether or not they can win on a consistent basis that it takes to get to the championship game.
Yeah.
But you got main event or SI, in that bracket, and you got AFN or Rampage in the other. Going into this tournament, what are you looking forward to the most?
Oh man, what am I looking forward to the most?
Whether it be seeing all these different teams, because the diverse amount of teams is insane. We got Texas, we got St. Louis, the Bahamas.
I know. I heard you guys talking. There's a team from Alabama now. Like that should scare the shit out of some people.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, man, 9-man's getting big. It's insane to me. Like some of these linemen that I've seen, it just doesn't make sense how fast they are. You know how big they are. I mean, we're basically going up against. You know, a lot of these guys have played D1 ball, and you know, took it to the pros, got to that level, played in the CFL. So you're going up against some serious talent now. But what I'm looking forward to the most I want to say upsets. Because you don't know who's gonna bring what to the table. And like I said, I don't know why, but I feel like Renegades in the comp bracket could really make some noise. Even Nomads. Nomads, did they have a championship this year?
No, they do not. They
No.
got to the championship in Atlantic City, but unfortunately
So-
for them, yeah.
Yeah, well, we ain't gonna talk about it.
Yep.
So, yeah, like those two teams stick out as, I guess you'd say, dark horses that you just don't know. It's all going to shape up with that draft. Same with A or Pro, I guess we're calling it now.
Yeah, pro and comp is what they refer to it as this. But yeah, the draft is going to really determine a lot. That's because the idea is you want to go 2-1. You want to go 2-1. You can't go 1-2 and expect to make day 2. It just won't happen. That's the crucial part of all of this is you got to go 2-1. This is 3 games because we always joke about how pool play Saturday means nothing. Because no, it means everything this time.
Yep.
The stakes have never been higher than what this tournament has. And it is definitely going to be a battle for certain, Moats. And we shall see how it plays out. Any last thoughts you have about this tournament going in, Sean?
Kent said it's on turf, right?
Turf
All
field,
the games
yep.
are on turf. That's a game changer.
Yeah, that's what I said.
You're gonna see some serious speed.
Well, another thing that's some teams might be concerned about is not just the fact that it's on turf, but you're also going to have the sun out, 80-degree temperatures potentially. The sun beaming on that turf field, that's the Florida sun. That's hot. That's not Maryland sunlight. That's Florida sun.
I don't know if you've ever had windburn, but that shit is no joke.
Oh, it's definitely no joke. I agree.
It's different, man. Like I'm stoked for everybody going down. Safe travels to everybody. Wish I could be down there, maybe next year. But dude, it's just a great time to be, part of the movement. Like we're growing. It's awesome to see, and it's all thanks to, I don't want to say all social media, but shows like this, shows like Deuce Dutch, like as much as it gets kind of out of hand, like the 9-man page, people troll each other, like that's all exposure for this great game, man. Like once you get done with high school, college, I mean, if you make it to the pros, like a lot of guys don't know there's anything else. Like I had a couple people message me tonight asking about flag. Like it's growing, man. Like there is something out there after we're done with the pads, and it's going to take off. So it's cool to see. You said there's 44 teams in 9-man.
44 teams total in this
44
tournament.
teams. Like I don't know what the record is so far, but that's a hell of a lot of teams for just 9-man football. So it's awesome to see it grow.
It is, and we look forward to seeing it continue to grow as we get ready for nationals. Next Thursday is when the draft night is. It'll be about 7:30 p.m. We're going to know who's going to play who by at least 8:30 that night. And then 12 hours later, we turn around and kick off 8 a.m. Friday morning from Davenport, Florida.
Oh, yeah. I hope they let you live stream that, man, because that's going to be wild.
Oh, trust me, Sean.
That draft.
We will be live some way or another next week.
Good deal.
But for now, we get ready to sign off. As I say good night to you, Sean. And
all right, sir. Good luck, everybody. Safe travel, safe play. Bring it home.
Bring it on home indeed. Good night, Moti.
Good night, sir.
As we get ready to sign off, I have to say thank you to those who tuned in tonight. We appreciate those of you who joined us. And we appreciate Ross and Catherine Collins for the last 2 years of hosting this show at their home. This is the final episode of Blunt Talk that will take place from here. And after this episode, we'll be moving sets. And I know half of you guys on here are trolls. I have no idea where these guys are coming from, but I'll take the exposure. As I thank Ross and Catherine Collins for the many years of support and housing this show, but I appreciate everything you guys have done for me. There was a period where I wasn't doing anything in terms of anything like this. And then one day out of the blue, Ross suggested that we host a show from his house. And we've been here ever since. Following this episode, we'll be changing our set. We'll be hosting from my place, actually. These ads are pesky, but I'll fix them next episode. But yeah, it's meant a lot to me these last 2 years of working here. And I appreciate every single thing that both of them have done for me. And I look forward to moving on to our next location in the near future. So for now, for Kent Page and Sean Moats, I'm Joey Blaze saying have a wonderful night, and thanks to my new audience for joining me. I have no idea who you guys are, how you found me, but glad to see somehow I'm getting out there. Either way, it's always fuck your team.